Yeah. All right, we're gonna do it like this. Welcome, 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 welcome. It's 5 o'clock, baby. 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 All right, I get a plug for that thing. Check it out. Check it out. Oh, we got jokes. We got jokes, baby. We got jokes, baby. Hey, the jokes is on you. Okay, baby. We'll learn something. We'll learn something on this one, too. For sure. And we'll do one from one of the houses, too. That'll be cool. That'll be real cool right there. See how it really stinks in the front row. Yes, yes. It's 5 o'clock. It is 5 o'clock. It is 5 o'clock. It's 5 p.m. It's time for ScrAp TV. Recycling, garages, patios, and backyards. Let's do this particular edition. Check it out. Hello, welcome to the spot. I hope you can give me a like, and that'd be cool. You know what I'm saying? All the passerbys, appreciate y'all coming through too. I said, and I showed up again. And I do see, as you get out there on the patio, these guys swarmed around my neck. And you get a little look at these guys here. They've got a nest here. The little dugout hole. So yeah, we're gonna watch out for those bad boys. Gotta watch out for them, man. I came out, hit that patio door, and it's all of them just really, none of them stung me. None of them stung me. I probably would have been hurt for real. There's so many that hornets, wasps, whatever that is. I don't know if they're yellow jackets. I didn't see those yellow stripes with the black and yellow. And I was like, nah, this can't be real. It can't be real. I went back in and looking for some wasp spray. All I could find was ant and roach killer. So I put ant and roach killer, sprayed that on them, almost a whole can of it. And they just flew away. They flew away. They didn't attack me. They flew away. And then I noticed there's actually almost 10 nests. They had a nest up here. They had one here, one there, one there, one there, one there, one behind the camera. And they used to be in the ceiling fan, the outdoor ceiling fan, right? Probably need to change that one out. Boy, with so many of those in there, you turn that sucker on and they fly out and they would nest in that thing. I guess they like the radiation from the electricity. So indeed, we're talking about backyards, patios, garages. Definitely, we got a lot of stuff. Everybody's got something that they need to get rid of. Or if you keep your stuff clean, cool. But when you get some new stuff, a new patio table, a new lawn chairs, a lawn chair like this, reclining launcher, right? When you got one like that, you put a magnet up to it, put a magnet up to the metal part, and then you can tell if it's aluminum or metal or plastic, because they're making them plastic now. The Strong is outdoors, and it's plastic. So when you're doing this, a chair like this, you want to actually get scissors and cut down the middle. You'll cut down the middle, right? Then you'll peel these particular parts right here. You'll peel these off and pop it off with some pliers. You know, all of them will pop off when you get to the screws. Sometimes the tape is on the screw, the plastic rubber part is on the screw. You definitely want to clean everything. You want to clean everything before you take it to the scrapyard or the recycling center. This is definitely some money. You want to break it up. If you got a table saw, you can cut it in pieces to fit into a smaller vehicle, or this compact for a truck, like a what do you call it? More so a van or a truck or trailer, box truck. With me, I learned over the years that you need to break all this stuff down and cut it in pieces, because you can get more stuff in. And that's just the ideal thing. Because if you get a box truck, now when I got my box truck, I have more room, right, to throw stuff in. And constantly throwing it in, throwing it in, throwing it in, throwing more stuff in. Everything's all over everywhere. I try to keep all the aluminum on the right side or the left side, and either or got a system set up to where it's all the metal on one side and all the good stuff on the other, or stuff I want to keep as well. So one thing about doing that box truck, you could throw this whole chair on there. You could do that. You can throw the whole chair on there. Stack them up. You know, they stack like Legos. You can stack them up on there. That's up to you. But I learned something about being in a car and a minivan and stuff like that. A small truck like a Ranger or F10 or X15, Chevy or Toyota or Mazda, which is the same as a Ford Ranger. That was the same. It had the same, just had a different name tag on it. But with the smaller trucks, I got less room, and I've got to comprise that so I don't run out of space, or I'm making the most out of my recycling efforts. Or it might be other things on the truck that I might need to have everything compressed, or I can pick up more stuff if I needed to be. But I'm not gonna go over there with just like $5 worth of stuff. That's dumb. We're not gonna do that. We're trying to pack it to its most. So you'll see what I've done over here, where I've got metal here that's been folded down, folded like paper, folded down metal, and we're definitely keeping it like that. So I want all my stuff that's flat to lay flat. All my aluminum is clean, and we have those in bars. Those lay on the side of the ride, or in the back trunk, or in the back of a truck type of situation. If you give it to them like this, with the stand on there, or the rack ears, then you're risking no room, and this is more room taken up. So you want to compact everything. You want to make as much of a bang as you can. Okay? Now, when it comes to stuff like this, a ladder, when it comes to a ladder, a long ladder, right? When it comes to a long ladder like that, which is a double set, connection. That's that fireman style, right? That's that fireman style ladder. That's when you got to get up on the roof or the chimney or a two-story building, or I mean a two-story or a three-story. You can reach that up, or you got to change traffic lights and stuff like that. You want to have enough room, and that ladder is 100% aluminum. There are no metal pieces on this. Everything on there is aluminum. You got some that do have metal pieces or metal ratchets that's on there, the lock and pinion. And then you do have at the bottom of the ladder, there may be rubber to keep you from sliding and slipping. That rubber does have to come off, but other than that, that's good to go. Now, wooden ladder, right here at the bottom, this wooden ladder has a little bit of metal on it. I'm probably won't be touching that because it's weathered. That's probably gonna go to the trash or go to the bulk trash. So you don't want to actually break that down and just take that one little piece of metal off. You can, but it's really not worth the recovery on that. Okay, then let's talk about, we got the ladders. We've got the lawn chairs. Now these other lawn chairs used to be all metal or cast iron on the patio here. Those used to be metal, and now they're plastic. They went from metal, I think it went from wood to metal to aluminum, some stainless steel, some brass. And think if somebody had a copper lawn chair. That is for the affluent, the rich. And, everybody ain't got cash like that to invest in an all copper oven. They do have them. All copper sinks. They do have them. All brass lawn chairs. They do have them. They can make it, whatever it is, they can make it that way. But you're going to pay a lot. And your recovery is not going to be much more after you used it or don't want it no more, don't go with the color scheme, stuff like that. So lawn chairs can be like that. Now these outdoor lawn chairs right here, now these are different. These are outside lawn chairs are a little bit special, more so a cool type thing. I think they swivel. They swivel where I can turn and stuff like that. Sit back on it. It's real comfortable. You kind of want to cover these up. You don't getting in the rain. They might have a little bit of weatherproofing on them, but you don't want to mess them up. Now we've had plastic on these. And the cellophane plastic, shrink wrap, which is film in plastic terms. Definitely. Then you got the patio table, which is metal as well. Metal table. This top part is like a granite type situation. I think this comes from a bathroom thing. This might be brass. These used to be brass all the time. So my grill, let's go to grill. That's on the patio. The grill on the patio. You definitely got different types of grills too. As with this particular grill, this is going to be iron, classified as long iron. Okay, long iron outdoor cooking grill. Okay, and then back to the patio little table. This is for the little guys that come over. All the little guys, my niece and nephew, my grandson, even adults come out just to take in the day and enjoy the synergy of being outside. So this particular table here is metal. The top part is glass. If you do this, some people just throw the whole thing. Some people take the glass off. They would prefer that you take the glass off of her, right? And then you got the little bench for the kitties, right? The little bench. Now you have the bigger bench, which is the same type of bench, right there. Same type of bench. This is cast iron. The arms are cast iron. The thing that's holding the wood together, that is basically just short iron or long iron or iron screws, which would be categorized as short iron. So indeed, these take a minute to break down. Sometimes they're easy. Sometimes you can actually throw your foot on there and go forward motion, and all of this collapses. Then thus you can take the arms off. Because these are very heavy. They hold heavy people. This can hold 2 people and all that stuff like that. You want that off, and then you break this up at least with a hammer, or you can unscrew it. On the back, you got screws and stuff like that. So you can unscrew that and save your headache. But if it's been weathered and it's been there for a while, you definitely want to beat it with like a sledgehammer or a regular hammer, or just slam it on the ground. And those little remnants, try to get as much as you can off of there, or they will count your money down. So that's the patio style, where you've got chairs, and you see even the plastic chairs. We saw the plastic lawn chairs. And the worth on the plastic lawn chair, you're wanting to actually give it maybe 2 classifications. I believe this would be, it'll say it on there, and it'll give you the recycle symbol, and it'll say it on there. It'll say what number it is, right? And that lets you know what classification that particular plastic is. Most of the time they put that on there. You got to find it's probably under the bottom. On the bottom next to the brand name, maybe a number, item number or something like that. But it'll be the recycle symbol with the number in the middle. And that you have to look up and see what is what. I got a plastic hamper here type thing for, trash and anything like that. See what's in here. That's something I can use. Some mic cord. Oh my God, I need that, man. I need that. I don't think that's weathered or messed up. Might be a little bit of rust on it. So we're gonna put that to the side. I'm gonna take that with me and put it in my thing so I can do some recording. And oh boy, when you look at a grill and it's been sitting up for a while, this is a nice grill. This is a brand new freaking grill from it's an Oklahoma Joe's Smoker grill. We had the cover, keep the cover on it to keep it nice, right? But the wind blowing and all that stuff like that, no good. When that blows over in the snow, you ain't gonna come out here and put this back on there. Leaves and all that stuff all over the place. Treed and uprooted, and it's all over the top of it. So all these particular parts start to rust. So I'm gonna get some Rust-Oleum to get some of that rust off, because you don't wanna be cooking on a grill that's got a lot of rust. So when you open these, be very careful. Be on your headgear, eye gear, and maybe some gloves and such like that. Protect yourself, long sleeve shirts, pants, because when you open it, those animals and those insects, they will get in there and build a nest, and it could be very harmful. So you don't want to do that. So yeah, this is ScrAp TV. It is 5 p.m. This is 2-a-days. And I'm talking about patios. I'm talking about backyard. I'm talking about your garage as well. It's just too many things that we kind of hoard or keep around, and we don't use all of the tools all of the time. A shovel could be a wooden arm with a metal hand and a metal scoop. Nowadays, they're making it with high definition plastic. Well, you got a plastic shovel that can kind of get the job done. But you really want a whole metal one. That would be cool. But if you had something in the middle, just in case you did hit any kind of current or anything, you don't want to be shocked and what. So you want that to be the resistor. Okay. Also in the backyard, we're talking about water hoses, right? I was thinking about doing this, and I'm gonna do a video on this as well. But this is water hoses and sprinklers. So these have become all plastic. This is somewhat of a HDPE, high definition plastic, the equivalent of what your trash cans are. So this can actually work with you. I see some people on the thing. Yeah, new Son of Success. Hey, champion. I am the champion. Dapper PH. Oh, what up, Dapper PH? I had Phil Dye in here a little earlier. And let's see. And how do you say that? Mohammed. Ah, cool. Already. Pleasure to meet y'all. Good to see y'all. I see that flag in this. He throwing up the flag on me. Yeah, definitely. Today we're talking about backyards, patios, and garages. Recycle items. I'm just saying, you don't want to throw this stuff in the trash. This has a little stainless steel piece in the middle, but these used to be all stainless and these used to be all aluminum. But no, not anymore. Everybody's going the cheap route. Everybody wants to put plastic on there, and in a minute, they'll be putting plastic on the hoses to the water hose. So the water hose, of course, it's rubber. Some of them are fortified with metallic fiber, especially the new one that can actually roll up itself like the fireman. Now these, most of them have brass connectors on there. Brass. But you would have to cut this right here. Now they have cutters like when you're cutting, pruning trees or pruning plants, clipping the plants. Those same cutters found at Wally World or any of your home improvement or garden centers, you can cut those easy with those. It's harder to cut with scissors or aviation nips. You cut enough of those and you're going to have a gap in your scissors or a gap in your aviator nips. Using a knife could be dangerous. You can cut yourself. But you want to cut those off. Here's another one. You want to cut those off. I'm not the expert on rubber, and they kind of keep that kind of silent. Those are a whole different type of recycling. But the people at the recycling plant, they want these. Cut these off. Just give yourself at least about an inch and a half to where you're cutting, and you don't want that rubber on there, right? You cut it to about right, and an inch and a half, about right there. See my finger? I'm trying to hold the camera and do it. So right there. Then you'll take your nips. You can use your aviator nips on that. You're gonna cut one line up, and one line on the other side. Okay? Then you turn it upside down, and you have the little rubber that's sticking out. You can get some needle nose pliers or some pliers and pull that rubber out of the fitting of the grommet. You can pull that out, and then you got pure brass, yellow brass. Now, what are they doing nowadays? They're putting aluminum on there. They're starting to do plastic. A lot of them got plastic now, plastic heads, and eventually all of them gonna have plastic. And if nobody's gonna complain, and you're gonna keep buying this stuff, brass costs money for them, and that's why they charge you an extra price on it. That rubber is not that much, but that brass, boy, I'm telling you. So yeah, now the spool that you roll up the hose, the spool is HDPE, high definition plastic, that can be recycled. That's probably going for like 12 cents a pound. You gotta have a lot of it, and you need to have, cleaned up or whatever. They don't want any extra debris. Let's go with this particular thing. It's your gauge for what do you say, a propane tank. And these used to be all brass. Now they went to metal, and that's brass on the top. That's brass right there. Metal right next to it. So if you had a table saw, or a saw saw, or a saw, or a reciprocating saw, or a hacksaw, or a buzz saw, you're gonna cut that right in the middle of that metal and that brass, and then it's gonna give you straight brass. Then you got the other side, which is an aluminum regulator. The top part right here, all the way up from my fingertip, that's all brass. So you're gonna have to cut that too. So it's one of those things, if you're gonna want to make a little bit of money, and you probably could, if you're cutting yards and people are giving away stuff, and clean out my garage, clean out my backyard, clean out my so-and-so, take all this, and they've bought stuff over the years. Well, they've got buckets like this full of stuff. I don't even know what's in here. I forgot what was in here. Huh? More stuff for the yard. More stuff for the yard. More plastic nozzles to water your yard. Some other stuff in there. I see a saw in there. There's more sprinklers. Now, oh, I see the whole sprinkler. Remember these? These used to be all brass. These used to be all copper, or all stainless, or all aluminum. Now look at it. You got one little spring there to keep it going and keep the ratchet going. One little spring there. That's the only metal on there. The rest of it is HDPE, high definition plastic. So you get quite a bit of this stuff. It looks like a snake has shedded his skin, or as a worm. That's a long one. So anyway, we go back to the grill. The grill grates. Yeah, I gotta clean up this dadgum patio. The grill grates that go to the grill, right? These are short iron. If they're longer than 4 to 5 feet, then it's gonna be pretty much a long iron. So in there, remember, always be careful, because wasps and yellow jackets and all that can be in there. You don't want that to get to ya. You got metal trash cans. You got high definition trash cans. That when you're having a party and stuff like that, and you saw the ceiling fan, which I have a video on ceiling fans. The ceiling fans, the outdoor ceiling fan, which is supposed to be a little bit weather resistant. So you got that kind of stuff, and even the propane tank to an outdoor heater or an outdoor oven, or your grill to get your fire started. Now these, whole nother ball game. They used to take these, but these can implode, or explode, can ignite fire if it's not empty. So them pushing those tractors at the scrap yard, or even at the trash place, when they compact the trash machine, when they've got so much in there and they push it back and they put some more in there, and that pressure thing pushes it in, those could explode or catch the whole truck on fire. That's why they don't want those. Tires, refrigerators, air conditioners, they don't want those compressors in the trash can. Now, any waste management company will tell you this. They don't want to pick up no freezers and refrigerators because of the compressors. It causes a fire. They don't want paint cans. Paint cans are flammable, and with the friction will cause a problem. So there you go. That's a solution for waste management, and they explained this to me. And over the years, I was the guy that kind of picked up that stuff and saved them from getting in trouble with, you could say customers, but It's not really so. It's not. You paying your water bill or you don't get your trash picked up. That's point blank. Well, I'm gonna actually pull a seat right here. Pull this because you see above me those dirt dogging wasp or something up there. It was so many I knocked down like six, about 5 or 6 nests and gathering. Locusts, dead locusts, all this kind of stuff over here. I'm gonna be careful out here in the great wide open, the great outdoors. So yes, indeed, it's 5 o'clock, and I'm deSz'e. This is ScrAp TV, and we're talking about backyards, patios, and garages. So I'm gonna take you in the garage in just a minute. Let me charge up a little bit, cause yeah, I'm on it today. I was ready. And you can also check me out on some things. I will be doing a lot more things, so you can contact me and get a little more personal. And, follow me. I'm definitely going on tour and visit a lot of you guys in some of your different spots. So definitely what you want to do is get on my email list, which is the link is in my description. Yes, the link is in my description. Get on my email list if you can. Hey, elves and devils, I see you. Life be life, and you the first one that said that I see other people saying it, but you said it, and the way you said it, I was like, I believe it, and I relate to that. That was so good right there. And yeah, I'll be going to check some more things on your in your space. As we're coming in your neck of the woods. Yeah, and that was it. Here's that thing for that butane. Not butane, but propane. The propane. Uh-oh, that plastic thing got so brittle it broke off. That's old PPOE or old ABS. Only thing that plastic is just so brittle, it's too old. Anyway, you can see it right there. And that's where you put the propane and stuff. I've still got to learn how to do that. And somebody just made this a place to put a plant. And it wasn't me. My nieces and kinfolk, cousins, and all them when they're over here for family events, they definitely move things around. We got little chairs and little tables, but they move all of them around. They jump inside of the trash can and play Oscar the Grouch and all that stuff. So I got one more on the patio. I'm talking about water hoses. Now on a soaker water hose, there's no gas to be clipped. Look at that, it's a brand new freaking soaker hose that never got used. See, that's how people buy, man. We buy in so much bulk, and we buy stuff that we might need, but we never get around to using it. So you see, I'll move that. So you can see the handle, the nozzle on that, that's metal. The rest of that is plastic. That's more so high definition plastic. The rubber, remember I have no connection on the rubber right now. I have no connection on porcelain anymore. The guy who used to do porcelain, he went on to the other life, and man, I haven't found nobody in do porcelain, because you can recycle your toilets. The toilets, the whole toilet. People be throwing it away, right? Thinking it's all trash, right? It's not trash. It can be recycled. Porcelain, porcelain sinks, all that. They can be resold as well. Sometimes it just need the work on it. So yeah, indeed, we're talking about patios. We're talking about the garages. We're talking about the backyard. Things you can recycle. Things that is recyclable. Things that you could throw in the trash, but we don't really want those in landfills. And we talk about flower pots. Those are more so ceramics, some clay, some plastic, some metal, some aluminum, some brass. Um, some plants take well to the housing of the soil, and you'll learn that over time which ones go better with what, because all seeds don't grow, all balls don't bounce. So in that sense, just saying, you want to look that up and do your research on your potting plants, and you know, those can be reused. Sometimes they get too old and brittle. Like we just saw that plastic one just destroy at the pot. There's no way I can pick it up anymore. Now, you also have tree cutting tools for cutting off limbs, straight metal, right? Fishing poles, abandoned fishing poles. Not too much metal recovery on there. You might have some in the grip that there feels like it is a hard surface, and then you got the twisty thing. That sometimes is aluminum, and they are getting cheaper with all the parts now and charging you same if not more money. So take that into your thoughts. Take that to ponder on. That everything is getting a cheaper, very cheaper. And gloves trying to brush that off. I was trying to brush the seat off. I got a splinter in my hand. So yeah, let's put it like this so I can see what's going on and give you a little bit of talk, right? Yeah. Woo! Mary sweating. Yeah, but I made it. I came through, y'all. I did it, man. I came through, man. I did what I said I was going to do, man. Now, the one thing that I didn't do, one thing I was about to do was do my thumbnail. And we'll generate another thumbnail later. I'm not going to do no AI nothing, man. I'm sorry. I'm going to be a purist, like a jazz purist. I'm just not going to do it. I'm just, hey, that's where the rubber meets the road. That's where the merge goes. Lighter fluid. Please take care of your lighter fluid. Do not just have it sitting around, especially with kids back here playing and stuff. They don't know what that stuff is. Anyway, plant food. You don't want that laying on the ground, nor do you want to be touching it with your fingers either. It's like fertilizer stuff in there. You want to put that stuff on a shelf high up so kids can't get to it, animals can't get to it. It doesn't form an oil spot on the ground. Underneath this table is an oil spot that came from this miracle grow. Whatever chemical or whatever parts or whatever solubles, it then turned into a bluish black tar. And just me putting it over there, I've dropped it on the table. I've got it on the table. So, indeed, these are the things that we have on the patio. A couple things in the backyard, but I'm just putting stuff in there just for when it's time for me to have like a little quick run and such like that. When I'm moving stuff out of the garage. The garage is horrendous right now. Gotta be able to put my car in there and close the door. Especially when it's raining, wind. We've had a tornado, had a couple of tornadoes over here, a couple of electrical outages when the ice storm hit 2 years ago and last year. Didn't hit this street, hit every other street over. Tornado jumped over our street and tore up these other houses, tore the roofs off, demolished one house to nothing, decimated the house. And yeah, it's something to take into account. trees get uprooted. We've had 2 trees uprooted, knocked the fence down, busted the gas line, almost fall into the house. We had a tree that was here for moved in, and that tree was so old, the branches, every storm, a big old branch would break off and dang near shake the earth. These branches are heavy. The last of the tree was leaning toward the house. There was no service that could do it. Everybody wants to charge $250 and above. I think 200 is pretty decent. 175. If I go rent the drill, that's going to be $150 anyway. And it's dangerous, and you need to be, bonded and insured. And, you need to know what you're doing when it comes to not cutting trees and using power tools like that. You can really hurt somebody, damage somebody's house, damage the roof. If the tree falls on you, you can be out of here real quick. You can be out of here with a tree falling on you. A branch. You don't know how heavy these things are. Depending on what kind of tree it is sometimes, but man, even the roots, pulling it up from the ground. Now, let's say a tree that's uprooted. Pulling it up out of the ground, that is a work. You're going to have to have help. And then my next door neighbor was lucky he was there, seeing me struggle trying to pull an uprooted tree out of the fence that broke the fence and is wedged in between the gas line. We had to have the fire department here. Police came. I mean, the whole thing, man. Neighbors, all that. He's looking to see how their fence got broke. We just had this fence up for like maybe 10 years and a brand new fence, man. We're trying to keep it nice and all that. We got the metal galvanized poles, cemented. I was there. I did the first fence, but I watched my man Burton and Sons. That is the company that did these particular fences. Did my neighbor's fence. They do very good work. They do wrought iron fences as well. This is a wood one. And you want that to have some air in between those panels. When it comes to a storm comes, you don't want that one where you just don't, I know you want your privacy, and some people are going with the extra tall fence now, and it doesn't have any breathers in it. And when the storm comes, the wind just knocks it down. And pulls it out of proportion if they don't have a safety or a secondary security situation on there. Now this particular fence, with the tree moving that way and the poles on the inside, when it uprooted, it just broke the fence down, and the fence came down and broke into pieces all over the gas meter and such. And very dangerous. It's a very dangerous thing, man, when you're dealing with gas, electricity, and water. Oh yeah, water can mess you up too. So indeed, we're talking about 5 p.m. I've been doing this for 2 weeks now. 5 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the evening, Central Standard Time. Thought I'd change it up a little bit, let you see some other things. We're talking about recycling. This is what we do. It's what I do. And I don't leave no stone unturned, or I don't leave a bottle cap on the ground when I'm passing through. A can. I'm definitely a can. I might pass a bottle cap up as well. But if it's there and it's been there for 2-3 years and I'm walking or riding a bike or just so happen to open my door and that bottle cap is there, a beer bottle cap or soda bottle cap that's metal or aluminum, I'm picking it up. I'm sorry. I still pick up pennies, nickels, and quarters, and dimes. I do. And I pick up Chuck E. Cheese coins, tokens, washing tokens, $quarter, casino coins, whatever it is, because some of those coins are aluminum. or aluminum alloy. Get enough of those, you can make some money there too. And it's not always about money with me. This recycling thing it's a feeling thing that I can actually, be at one with myself, knowing I'm doing something for the environment, something for the community, something for the neighborhood, something for the highway patrol, the highways and byways. I'm not up to no harm, not up to no good. I won't do you no harm. I'm not up to no good. I'm not up to no bad. I'm doing good for the sake of the planet. I'm just one person, and hopefully I, influence somebody to do more in this lifespan we have. This was passed on to me from my grandfather, my great-grandfather, my father as well, and my uncles, my great-uncles, my couple of friends as well. I watched them go through their life, and in rough times or in certain times, that they gather things and they sell them or resell them and recycle, and it makes sense. Let me check under this table because I see too many guys flying around. They might have built a nest right here and they come attack. I don't see too many bees, but I see whatever it is. I don't think they're wasps. I think those are hornets, I believe. Or dirt doggers. Because I see a lot of dirt on that particular one. I knocked all the cone webs, the cone webbing that the wasps live in and feed and breed. They had a lot of little ones in there, so they were breeding for the next season. And we're running to the end of the summer solstice. We're going into fall, people, and time to get your jackets ready and get your lawn gear cleaned off, and coolers and all that stuff have been weathered. Either recycle them, that cooler can be put in the recycled styrofoam, or that hard plastic that can go in the recycle bin. If I was going to recycle that at the recycle center, I would cut that in pieces. No way that I would just take it like that, and that's going to take up too much space. I'm talking about trying to compact stuff. Shelving, plastic shelving and all that stuff. All of that. You wouldn't believe all the stuff that I've taken to the plastic recycle place. The kids' toys. Any toys around here? Yeah, kids' toys, even toy keyboards. All this planners. The little tight things, the big wheels, such like the green machines. Yeah, let me tell you my age. But those particular things can be recycled too. They don't like to do it, but it's that product that they can actually turn into more products. And it's not going in the landfill. Bricks. Not too much on bricks. I don't know that particular, or clay, pots, and ceramic. I know ceramic computer chips are very high. I think we're getting like $65 a pound. No, $65. Yeah, and a pound. $65 for a ceramic computer chip. So, with that being said, you know what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about computer chips, because I think I know a little bit about that. And rocks is a different kind of thing. I like rocks, and I like to find something special like that. It's got like a smooth finish. I would take a rock, and if I see a rock that just looks too cool, I'll take it and wipe it off or whatever. I'll leave it in its natural habitat and just put it on the shelf as keepsake. We're gonna go into the garage, and we're talking about, auto stuff. stuff you got to change your oil and all that. Oil kits, oil pans. It used to be metal. Now they're plastic. Some of them used to be aluminum or stainless steel too. Then you've got all your lawn gear, your weed eaters, your blowers, your lawnmowers, and all that stuff like that. You don't want to keep a lawnmower in the gas-powered stuff in the garage, unless it's a garage that's designated for storage and not where you park your car and you're going in and out of it all the time. We'll have to pass. We'll have to pass on that, bro. I'm gonna hit you back. Yeah, we have to hit him back on that one. Yeah, I've been waiting on him for a whole week. Nah, bro. No. I'm coming. Nah, bro. When you just pop up on me, all this time I've known you pop up. Now all of a sudden you're calling before you come, and you say you coming and you don't come. Contradictory of terms or contradictory of action and motion. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that one. And we're getting closer to the end. We're going to do this. One way I've showed you the backyard type stuff that you can recycle. I've showed you the grills, the table, the lawn chairs, the differences between the water hoses, the plastics, the nozzles on the water hoses, the ladders, the wood ladder versus the aluminum ladder to get up on the roof to fix something or to check on something or move a tree branch on top of the patio awning. Yeah, that has to come down, and code inspector ain't gonna say too much, but it's just tacky. You've got critters and all kind of things going on your roof, and I gotta get that ceiling fan. The ceiling fan gotta come down, dog. I see it. I see that there are still wasps inside there. They're flying around. So yeah, we gotta get that stuff. You used to have Terminix to get some of these pests control, get a little bit of control. I'm not against those pests, but I am against those. No, just playing. Just playing, yeah. Just playing, just saying no. I am just saying no. It's 5 p.m. It is time for ScrAp TV. I said it. I recycled garages, patios, and backyards. Now, let me tell you about the garage. And it's going to be short, a little short one right here for the garage, even though garages can have almost anything in them. So that's a job in itself and a business idea. People have been doing that for years. They'll clean up your backyard. They'll clean up your garage. They'll clean your house for you. You gotta watch those people though. If you don't know what you got in those things, and somebody's passed and such, and they got all their keepsake items in there, or somebody's went on or onto the other side in life, or somebody has been divorced, or somebody just moved out, or somebody got put out, or somebody got evicted, or somebody just moved in, and this is a whole bunch of stuff still there, and they put their stuff with that stuff, and that's more of a legend. And you got strangers in there cleaning it out for you. They could come up on some really good jewels, and it's a scavenger type thing. It's just you get what you get, finders keepers. So you can actually, and there's my man, Brandon of Palm Beach. What's up? Hoop, 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 hoop. 4 hoop salute for Brandon of Palm Beach. Did you dig that food I cooked the other day? Man, that was good. Man, I ate it all the way up to today and this morning. And that was tasty, man. I was trying something new with that. Now, one thing I didn't do that I did in the other video Saturday, was I sprinkled a little bit of 7-Up in there, at least half a can of 7-Up to caramelize the stuff that I was, the vegetables that I was sauteing. And just gave it just a little zest and airiness to it. You know, I would use Coca-Cola, but this time I used 7-Up, you know, like they make 7-Up cakes and such like that. I said it's 7-Up. It's like an Alka-Seltzer style. It couldn't hurt it. So yeah. Yeah, it looked awesome. It tasted awesome. Yes, and people came through and tried it. Man, they loved it. It was like trying to think of what else they could put with it. And these were the comments on the food. You didn't have to put any spice in it. You didn't have to put no hot sauce. I put hot sauce on mine. But you didn't have to put anything on it. It was that little half part of the serrano pepper. I told you just want to use a half. It gave it the zest, and the chili powder on the lettuce at the bed of the plate. That and the balsamic vinaigrette was underneath the elbows, the pasta, which all the sauteed onions and bell peppers and sweet peppers and mushrooms were in on top of the lettuce. Oh, it's so beautiful. It was a beautiful taste. It was mouth savory. It was savory. It was not succulent, but it was savory. It wasn't too spicy. It was just right. It wasn't even like a New Orleans type style where it's Cajun. It wasn't the Cajun thing. It wasn't too light. Now the cream, whipped cream, the heavy whipped cream and the 3 cheese, I think it was 3 cheese blend, grated, and the grated Parmesan cheese. I would have used fresh Parmesan, but I was out, I only had the can. So when I put those in there in the end, because you put it in the front, all that's gonna get, it's like you never put it in there. It's evaporated. So yeah. Yes, I did take the seeds out. And that just that, and I skinned it too. And just the texture of the serrano pepper. Now, poblano pepper is okay. But the serrano and the habanero, no. The chili pepper, some chili peppers are not even hot. You know, banana peppers, some of those are hot, some of them aren't. If they're pickled, they're hot, but not naturally hot. But the habanero, you only want to use a little bit of that habanero. And the sun-dried, what Tracy Local Learnings was talking about, you know, the sun-dried, and even Lashana Success was saying that, the sun-dried peppers, like the lady I saw had a taco stand, and she had a blanket on her truck hood, and sun-drying those peppers. And that's how they use that when they're cooking their thing or making their salsa, picante sauce, or green sauce, or the verde sauce, or roll sauce, or even cooking their beans or whatever they're doing with their stuff. They use those different peppers, sun dried, or even not freeze dried, but yeah, sun dried, or just put it in there in bits. They like that. And I understand now that I know an older person who eats peppers. Yes. Yeah, oh yes. I believe it. Banana that's on the tree, or plantain from the tree, or acorns from the tree, not really acorns, but then you get pecans that drop down from the tree after they're ripe, and then apples, anything that's coming off the tree, and it's been out in the environment, it's a little different from this organic stuff they're doing with this stuff now, which is a trend. But it can get, it's just a natural feeling. It's a natural thing. Different from the hydroponic style of plants, which I'll be doing that too. And I'll show y'all my hydroponic set when I get it, right. Got to be ready for the winter. I want to have something that nobody else has. That's me. That's just my style. If I wanted to drink a beer, I want to drink it. And your city has limits on drinking beer or liquor or something. Or you can't go to the movies after such. Remember, the movies used to be closed at 12 o'clock. And we didn't have, some people had VCRs or whatever back in the day. Before VCRs, we didn't have direct TV or on demand. So I just wanted to have, and then I worked at the movie theater. Sometimes we'd do the midnight theater, especially a preview of a movie that comes out the next day. You want to see it first. I always want to be the only one that has something that's different from everybody. In the car, and the style of my car. And my other car, y'all gonna see my other car when I get it out of the shop. I'm working on it. And I've ripped the seats out. I don't even have a back seat. I'm gonna custom. They didn't say I couldn't, but anyway, back to sun-dried, and let's go back to peppers. The sun-dried stuff and sun-warmed stuff, a watermelon in the sun. You see the guys out there with the watermelon trucks, all the fruit trucks at the market. You can bite right into it and you taste God's greatness. And I have to say, there is a God who can do something like that with a seed, a morsel that turns into something big and full of all this. And you listen to even testimonies of like Lead Farmer 71, who has his own farm and such, his own setup out there, on his land. Trees that he's planted and didn't have to water them. God waters his own plants sometimes. He'll wash your car for you. And a seed that was planted that don't need you to water it. And the fruit is juicy. It's all like apricots. The fruit is juicy. And then you got regions of fruits. In Florida, totally different from in the middle, Midwest, totally different from down south, Texas, Atlanta below, totally different. California, totally different. Why do you think they got California squeezed orange juice, Florida squeezed orange juice? Two different types of oranges. Mexico has their own type of stuff. Canada, every region, every zone has a different taste of plant. I think we call it Mexican squash. Why do y'all have different things than we do? I'm like, so I'm learning. Hawaii, the islands, they all have different things. Tamarind. I just got introduced to tamarind maybe about 6 years ago. I didn't even know this little square piece of thing is a fruit. And it's full of flavor and it tastes like a sweet pecan. And you make drinks, you can cook with it and make candy with it. And I'm like, I didn't even know about this. I remember being introduced to the kiwi when kiwi was, I swear Americans didn't know too much about kiwis back in 70 something, because it was just blew my mind. It blew my mind. So yeah, it blew my mind. Maybe it was here and I just didn't know. Maybe it came into our region, but I thought it was like, this is a new fruit. And people are crossbreeding some fruits, and I think that's kind of crazy. But peppers are good for you. Peppers are just like, those are fruits. Those are not vegetables. Those are fruits. Those are fruit. Those are fruits. And like tomatoes, you're not supposed to cook those. If anything, that's the last. It's a topical type thing. Now, tomato sauce, juices, and all that stuff can be used in the spaghetti sauce and all that stuff, or broths and all that stuff like that. But to my understanding, and that's just my personal opinion, gathering from all over the United States and different parts where people have opinions about this. And no, when I was working at the state fair and I fried some tomatoes, fried green tomatoes. I only got some green tomatoes. I said, I gotta try this. Put the batter on it and dipped it in there. Oh, it was delicious. But another guy, one of the other cooks, said, I don't know why people cooking fruit. God did not intend for us to cook fruit. Yeah, I see you said you agree. So yeah, we kind of do some things backwards. Baking apples, but I do like, cutting that apple up, and it's the same texture as a potato. If you don't have any potatoes, you can use an apple. You can make apple fries. You can mix it with your eggs or whatever. There's so many great things under the sun. And the peppers do something in your internal intestines. They break down the other foods. It's like the antioxidant, like eating dark chocolate. I'm a favorite fan of anything antioxidant to get the bad stuff or the toxins out of your body. Get that out of there and let you push it down. Prune juice, prunes. That stuff, be careful with the prunes, but pushes it down, get that stuff out of your system. So some of these things are scientifically challenged, and we all have different morals and mores about the thing. And tradition, culture, regions. Some people don't want butter on their rice. Some people want it steamed. Some people, it's so many choices. But with peppers, I heard an older guy, one of my elders, and very fond of me, knows me from the scrapyard. He used to be security. He is a officer of the law, and he is a correctional officer. And we saw each other later on in life, and we're riding in a truck, and he's got these peppers and stuff, and he's like, dude, you're almost 80 years old. And he says, and you're eating peppers like it ain't nothing. He said, oh yeah, they helped me with my whole thing. My wife swears that she don't want to eat them and messes up. You're going to get ulcers and all that. He said, no, this protects me from ulcers, from the other stuff. So yeah, I learned something right there, and I'm like, I like this guy, and he loves me. DeSz'e, where you been? I got one of those charges. The DW, and then there's I got to dot that other letter, and I did not want to get that. It was an accident. I was fasting, and he was like, hey, and I'm waiting to go into the cell, and they're passing by going to go work in the, in the kitchen, and deliver the food and such. So I'm like, hey, and I won't say too much, but hey, he said, hey, it's you. Hey, come on with us. He can transfer me into his particular pod to work in the kitchen, right? So I'm like, hey, man, come on with us. And I'm like, man, I'm not gonna, because I had bail money. I was like, I'm only here for like 2 hours. And I said, I'm fixing to get out of here because this was a mistake. And I told him what happened. And I said, dude, I wasn't drunk. I was wore out. I was exhausted. And I ended up running into a cement median on my route to go pick up more scrap from a company. And I should have went and got my hair cut because I had my girlfriend, so-called girlfriend, waiting for me. We're going to go kick it, go to the movies, go dancing or whatever. And I was going to rest and relax that night. But I pushed it to the limit. And this is the end of the particular show. I'm going to show you one more thing in the garage. And that's the garage door opener. And we ain't even got, you know what a garage door opener looks like. And that long rod can either be aluminum or long iron. You got to take the bolts off and it breaks down because when you buy it, it's in a box this big. The motor is about that big and that motor needs to be broke down and take the copper out. Anyway, back to the story. And I appreciate y'all hanging with me. Thanks, Brandon of Palm Beach. You all right, man. But yeah, you need to try that particular recipe. That was delicious. You didn't even have to put nothing on it. The layers of the stuff I was doing with the sauteing and the cream and the cheese and all that, it just made difference. But back to the story. I asked my worker to drive me to the location. My worker was like, I don't feel it today. And I was like, that was my sign that I should have just chilled out. Because all of the words in my head before this even started, because I was working the whole day and night. I was up through 2.5 to 3 days straight. And I was starting to hear voices in my head talk to me. And it said, chill out, stay at home. Yeah, I had a beer earlier that day. Went to the yard, got my worker, and I said, hey man, I'm gonna let you drive. I need to sit down for a minute. We're just gonna go here and we'll come right back and I'll pay you decently. And he says, yeah, no, I don't want to go right now. You better go smoke dope, right? I'm like, man, come on, dog. You don't want to make no money. You don't want to hang with your boy. I'm like, hang with the man. So I'm like, okay. He said, all right, D-Red, go ahead. I said, be safe, man. And I stopped and went to Burger King because I was like, man, I need to eat something because I'm kind of feeling low. And I'm not eating any food for that. I think I was fasting the whole week. My cheat day was going to be that Friday night. So I'm kind of close to the edge. And I'm shaved off weight and everything. So when I get almost to my destination after I got the Burger King, shook it off. Whoa! Yeah, okay, I'm ready. I can do this. Get back in the car and start nodding off. Boom! I could have killed somebody. I could have hurt somebody. I could have injured myself. I could have injured anything. I could have worked off somebody. I could have did something bad. I could have hit another car. But I went off into the thing. One exit past where I was supposed to get off. Stupid me. Going for the money. And that was what I was going to make this title. Because I was going to talk about money. Love of the money was going to be the thing. And so we brought it back up anyway. It's just a little piece. And that's what I have to do is start deciding when I'm going to rest, when I'm going to work, when I'm going to play, when I'm going to do this, when I'm going to do that, when am I going to deal with women? Because they, what you doing now? All that, can't stand it. I got to get a woman that's not so on the edge like that. So I got to have somebody that has some temperament, some patience, some virtue. So I should have stopped. And that's what the officer said. He said, you know you can't drink and be on the fast. So did my truck driver that brought me my stuff the next week. You know better than that. You're running on empty. No rest. So yeah, one beer sent you to jail. Come on, man. Stop. I ruined my truck. I think it was a van I just bought, or whatever. And went to the van, and I left my wallet in the van, and the money was still in the wallet. $200-$300. See my eyes. $200-$300. And the people who towed the truck to the car salvage place where they keep all the cars, and you got to show your insurance to get the car out. So I bailed out, and that's one thing the officer said. He's like, okay, next time you come in, we need you down there. You're the best worker we've ever had. Because I'm in the kitchen, I'm doing everything. I'm learning how to do this and do that. I'm making whatever I can. I'm trying to do get extra cookies and all that stuff. So, you get extra treats when you do work in jail. So anyway, I was a super trustee. I was the guy. I wasn't brown nosing nobody. But anyway, he said, you know better than that. Big spank on the butt right there. Can't do that again. Because that could have been somebody's life that I could have messed up. I messed up my life for a minute. I was on pause. No more, sir. No more like that. I drink and reason. And no, I know better. I know the rules. Now, the officer says, when's the last time you took a drink? Anytime they pull me over nowadays, what? Oh, that was yesterday. Or I know how to count the hours and, check my metabolism. So anyway, that was it. That was the end. We did our countdown. It's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We've done it all. The bonus was already included in that. You got a little story about me fasting, trying to atone my body, mind, and soul. This is the end of this particular one. I always give you a little bit of a thing. That's PSS. And that's it. We've had a good one. I'll be back on at 5 in the morning. Central Standard Time, and I'm going to do it again, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is ScrAp TV, and recycling garages, patios, and backyards was my title today. And I showed you a little bit of things. When I back it up, showed you a little bit of everything in a typical backyard. You might have more things in your backyard. I got trees that I've got to go ahead and pull the roots out. They're just laying sideways. I'm looking at them. They're parallel right now. And gotta take it to the front for bulk pickup. So anyway, we'll get back at it. We got we'll show the success on at 7:30 Central Standard Time for me. And we got our cherished church coming on as well. I think it's 8:30. And be checking that out. I'll be in some other lives as well. I'll be working into the night. Trash was good this morning. The trash got picked up. Everything's going good. Everything's clean. Everything's up. I'm ready for a truckload now. And we'll see how it works tomorrow. I'm just going to play it by ear. And we'll do it. It's going to happen. Make it happen. If it ain't happening for you, please think positive and stay safe. Don't do do better than me. I'm going to talk it right. Do better than me. Don't drink and fast. Woo! Don't drink and fast. Don't have a fast and have a beer and try to get behind the wheel. Don't try to operate a bicycle, any motor vehicle, a lawnmower, any of that such. Weed eater, don't do it. Just don't do it. That was the campaign. And what do people do? Don't drink and drive. They go out and they drink and drive, don't they? Because they said it wrong. You should refrain from drinking and driving. It's the wording. So power in words. Word power. I got the book. Yeah, I'm paying attention to all that stuff. These are books I've read before. So yeah, there it is, baby boy. We did it. Thank y'all for coming in. Thanks, Brandon Palm Beach. Check out that recipe. Everybody that came in, I appreciate y'all. Hells and Devils, all y'all, appreciate y'all. This is fun. All the new people, I'm loving this. This is cool. And let's keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Champion style. Boom, 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 boom. Peace. Woo, that was hot. That was hot. That was hot.